Hi everybody, welcome to the stream. Welcome. Hope you guys having a good day, or hoping that you guys have better days ahead. This is Marlon here. This is episode 84 of Mushroom City of Minecraft. Well, here's the gist of it, folks. For those of you who are new here, every about, I would say, first hour it's the weather, and then the second hour we deal with Minecraft. So now, what are we doing right now? Thought I changed it to reflectivity. Now let's play the radar. I don't know why I played the lightning part. That should not have happened, folks. Anyway, let's just get right onto it. Let me set up the... let me set up the chat for just a moment. Okay. Now let's see here. Okay, now let's get back to the weather map. So how you guys doing? Hope you guys having a good day, or hoping that you guys have better days ahead. For me, super tired, but definitely not enough for me to not stream tonight. Today we are going to be talking about the tropics. Definitely got to leave the much of the national weather discussion for the tropical update. But first things first, we just need to get through and just got to make this quick and short. Details that may not be adequate, but we'll just leave it at that for now. We got 17 active weather alerts. We have 3 severe thunderstorm warnings in Texas, 3 flash flood warnings in Texas as well, and 4 special weather statement in Texas as well. Looks like much of the action is in the Lone Star State. We have 2 high wind warnings, 4 dense fog advisories, and 1 flood warning. Okay, make that 18 actually. Let's take a look at the synoptic view of the country. So we do have area of low pressure located in the Canadian Maritimes. Another one just offshore from the Outer Banks, with a cold front that is sweeping through. Places like Georgia, Alabama, Mississippi, Arkansas, and areas of low pressure in places like western Texas and New Mexico, with a stationary front that's attaching to both low pressure centers at the surface, and another one that spreads outward towards the southeast and into Louisiana. Areas of high pressure are in Tennessee, Kentucky, and the upper Mississippi Valley. There's a stationary front that's coming from Canada, but in North Dakota. Areas of high pressure are dominating throughout parts of the Great Basin. Areas of low pressure, but does not signal any precipitation whatsoever at this moment. Though there is an area of low pressure, but on Vancouver Island, but with a cold front that's sweeping through just on the western sides of Washington State and offshore from Oregon. We'll talk more about this in just a few minutes. First things first, let's start off with the Northeast, where they are dealing with some showers and clouds that are passing by through places like Pennsylvania, upstate New York, parts of New Jersey, New England, thus delivering some spotty showers, and in some places where you would least expect in terms of the forecast that you are about to or rather have experienced some showers in the vicinity. But just south of Pennsylvania in New Jersey, it's quite clear, particularly in places like the Delmarva Peninsula, the interior parts of Maryland, West Virginia. Then we go to the south. It's relatively calm throughout places like the Carolinas, Georgia, Florida. I want to zoom in Tennessee. On the western side, clouds are moving in with some showers following the clouds and a few thunderstorms, but they're in Arkansas on the northern and the western sides of the state. Louisiana, much of Mississippi and Alabama, they remain dry. In Oklahoma, there are lots of areas where there are heavy to moderate rain, with some thunderstorms, and we do have special weather statements. There's another one in Oklahoma, just on the western side though. Much of the action is located throughout parts of the panhandles of Oklahoma and Texas. But to the south, though, there's a lot of flooding that's occurring on the western side of the state in places like Abilene, Midland, and San Angelo, Texas. Lots of thunderstorms and lots of flash flooding are occurring, and we do have some pop-up thunderstorms, yet bringing moisture from the Gulf and into places like San Antonio and Austin. Houston is dry for the most part at this time. Let's take a look in places like the Ohio Valley, where it's mostly dry, just a few clouds on the lower part of the Ohio Valley and northeastern Ohio. Chicago's looking nice, Indiana as well, Columbus, Cincinnati, maybe just some passing clouds and a few showers in Cleveland and Akron. And Toledo's looking fine. Detroit, for the most part, some passing clouds. But elsewhere throughout Michigan, you have plenty of spotty clouds and showers moving to the southeast. In places like the northern half of lower Michigan. But in the Upper Peninsula, just a few hours ago, there have been some spotty clouds and showers, but that has dissipated. Hold on a minute. Wisconsin's looking dry. Where's the... Man, don't tell me the mouse is dead. Oh boy, looks like the mouse is dead. I'm gonna need to replace some batteries. Hold on a minute, folks. Okay. Fix this mouse already. What's going on here? I guess I have no choice but to use one of the remotes from my TV remotes. I mean, there should be plenty. What the? It's already back? Seriously? God damn, dude! Okay. Sorry about that, folks, for the technical difficulties, but there's no guarantee that this mouse will stay active for this long. We do have showers and maybe a few storms on the northern side of Minnesota. The Dakotas, it's about to be clear. Going down south, we do have dense fog advisories throughout much of the Great Plains, on the western side of Kansas, and southwestern Oklahoma, Nebraska, I should say. And some clouds and showers present just on the eastern side of Nebraska, Kansas. A lot of showers and clouds in Missouri and southwestern Iowa. In the northern Rockies, it's mostly clear, but just a few clouds are present on the northern side of Idaho. And plenty of dry weather to deal with in Nevada, Utah, and some pop-up showers, a few storms in Colorado on the Rocky side. And in New Mexico as well on the northern side, though, but they've been popping up right around Santa Fe, Albuquerque. Just a little dry, though. In Arizona, it's dry as well, but what's going on in Nevada, it's more of a glitch, folks. On the northern side of California, there are some showers, a few storms moving into places like Eureka, Redding. But throughout the rest of California, it's quite dry. And in the Pacific Northwest, there are plenty of showers and some storms. Some of them may be in the form of rain, but once you go up in the mountains, if it's cold enough, then it turns into ice and snow. Some wintry weather could be involved in the Cascades, Then you have some showers and clouds on the eastern side of the Cascades. Spokane is about to get some clouds and showers in a matter of a couple minutes. And now let's move on to see what's going on. Oh, and active weather alerts. We do have a flood warning just to the west of Daytona Beach. It's been like that for a while. Then we do have high wind warnings on the southwestern side, but on the beaches of Oregon, just west of Medford. Alright, and now let's transition to here. And when I mean here, I mean windy.com, and that's the part where we're going to discuss some winds, temperatures, and many other factors. But I'll try to make it as short as possible. Okay, so much of the Northeast you have some west-northwesterly winds blowing up to 25 miles per hour. But in New England, it's a little light though. Just moving up to 10 to 15 miles an hour, mostly in northern New England and Maine. Then we work our way down south, where in the southeast you have winds that are coming from generally from the north, but then they shift to the west once you end up in places like Georgia, Alabama, Mississippi, Florida. In Louisiana, Arkansas, winds are slowly they're changing their wind direction towards the northwest. In places like Texas and Oklahoma, their winds are mostly moving to the north, but then they end up moving back to the panhandle part of Texas. But it's lighter winds are in the southeast, Florida, just up to 20 to 30 miles an hour. Arkansas on the northern side up to 20. Oklahoma, up to 25 miles an hour. Some places in Texas, they could have winds just about as fast as around 20 to 30 miles an hour. Mostly on the southwestern side of the Lone Star State, right near Sonora, south of San Angelo. In the Midwest, we do have some light and variable winds, mostly in Kentucky, all the way to Wisconsin, but in Ohio and Michigan and northeastern Indiana, winds are moving to the southeast, blowing up to 20 miles an hour. Hold on a minute. Alright, I'm back, folks. Sorry about that. That was the background noise. Tends to disrupt the stream and risks for me to get a strike, even though it's not entirely my fault. In the Great Plains, winds are actually generally moving to the north at up to 20 or 30 miles an hour. In places like the northwestern part of the country, you do have winds. They're somewhat light and variable in the mountains and many parts of the Great Basin. But in the eastern Montana to Wyoming, winds are generally moving to the northeast. Some places may be moving up to 20 or 30 miles an hour. Otherwise, it's going to be light there. In the Pacific Northwest, though, you have winds that are moving to the north in Oregon. They're blowing up to 20 to 30 miles an hour, but in some places just a little higher, though. In the Southwest, though, you have, I did say, light and variable winds throughout much of the Great Basin. In the desert Southwest, though, you have winds coming from the northwest, but blowing to the east and then to the northeast at up to 20 to 30 miles an hour in some places. California has winds on the northern side. They're blowing to the north at up to 20 to 30 miles an hour. But in the Sierra Nevadas and parts of central California, they're blowing at light and variable speed and direction. On the coastal side, though, you have winds that are moving to the north parallel to the coast of Northern California, blowing up to 30 miles an hour. But in the Southern California, they're blowing to the south parallel to the California coast. Some of the winds do make it on shore, just a little light though, but however, there are some places that are blowing up to 30 miles an hour as well. Let's talk temperatures. Temperatures throughout New England will be in the mid-40s to the mid-50s. upstate New York and Pennsylvania, temperatures will be in the upper 40s to